The story begins at a model show where suddenly, a model's vision goes completely blurry. She rushes into the audience and grabs a water bottle from a woman drinking it. She starts attacking people. Even outside, she fights with the paparazzi. She grabs a motorcycle and flees the scene. This model was driving so violently and recklessly that a car slammed into her. But the model gets back up. She bursts into a nearby restaurant and starts guzzling the water there. She begins attacking the people inside. She goes into the bathroom and pours toilet water all over her face. Her body temperature had skyrocketed to dangerous levels. Even when a man shoots her, the bullets have no effect. The model runs outside, where police have surrounded her. But right in front of them, she explodes. The scene shifts to two FBI officers, Cooper and Jordan, who were spending the night together. But the very next day, they get a new case about the exploded model. They watch clips from the show 2 days earlier. 6 months ago, a similar explosion happened in London. A month after that, the same thing occurred in Berlin. And this is the first time they've been able to connect the dots. Jordan and Cooper are shocked watching these videos. The scene shifts to a young man named Jeremy, chatting with a girl in an online chat room. He donates $20 to her, but the girl ends Jeremy's chat to go into a private chat. Tears start streaming down Jeremy's eyes. He goes outside and gets into a fight with his mom. Jeremy doesn't want to go to school. He hates school. Jeremy had ordered a pump to increase his size, but using it gave him side effects. Jeremy writes about this in a chat room, and a man there tells him about another solution. Meanwhile, the FBI agents arrive to examine the exploded body. During the blast, this body's temperature got so high that it liquefied the internal organs. The doctors can't make sense of it. There's no trace of any chemical agent in the body. This body's temperature is still 175 degrees. The doctor calls it an unknown virus. Elsewhere, Jeremy arrives at a plastic surgery center. The doctor there tells him, "I can make you a Chad." He says, "Look, right now you're an incel. You try and try but you don't get any female, and that fact is driving you literally insane." Jeremy knows he's ugly. The world tells him that every day. The doctor says, "Jeremy, this isn't your fault. It is the fault of your parents' chromosomes. But I've changed the lives of many people like you." The doctor explains that Chads are the good-looking men of our culture, and the difference between you and a Chad is literally a few millimeters of bone. It's your bones that keep you from the happiness you are entitled to. On the other side, Cooper finds a pattern. They discover that the 3 people who exploded and died all underwent sudden, massive body transformations right before becoming models. But other than that, there's no connection between the 3. Meanwhile, Jeremy, after getting plastic surgery, arrives at a bar. Some girls buy him a beer. They call him over to join them. Jeremy dances in front of them. But from drinking too much, he starts throwing up. In the end, he realizes those girls left the entire bill for Jeremy and disappeared. Jeremy gets furious. He goes to the plastic surgery center and points a gun at the doctor, saying, "You lied." The terrified doctor says, "I can fix this. There is one more tool in my arsenal. It will make you perfect." The doctor takes Jeremy and books a hotel room. In the room, he tells Jeremy, "She will be here in 2 minutes. Just lay on the bed." A girl named Claire arrives. Jeremy is drawn into an intimate encounter with her. Jeremy is confused about what's happening. When he wakes up again, Claire has already left. Jeremy is drenched in sweat. His body temperature has gotten extremely high. He can barely walk. He quickly calls reception and orders water, Advil, and a thermometer. He checks and his body temperature has reached 118 degrees. His body suddenly starts convulsing. He's screaming in pain. His bones start pushing through his skin. His teeth start breaking. After some time, Jeremy emerges from a cocoon of flesh. He's completely transformed. Jeremy is now fully fit and extremely handsome. On the other side, the FBI learns that this virus is even more virulent than Ebola. This virus's travel agent was bodily secretions. Hundreds, if not thousands, could already be infected. So Cooper and Jordan now have to go to Venice, because a model there has been ritually murdered, and she tested positive for the virus. The next day, Cooper and Jordan arrive in Venice. The virus wasn't airborne, but everyone was still maintaining full precautions. And here, the dead body belongs to that same girl, Claire. The killer had completely opened her up. There's also a symbol on the wall. It's an Egyptian hieroglyph, Nefer, which means beauty. The scene shifts to Rome, to a man being watched by an assassin named Antonio. Antonio has been given the command to kill this man, because he stole Byron Forst's Tier 1 serum and boosters that Byron had reserved for himself. Antonio injects the man and kills him. The FBI agents watch a recent video of the murdered model where she's saying don't do it. They don't know what she's referring to when she says don't do it. Just then, Cooper gets a phone call saying they have to return to New York tomorrow morning because an assistant editor at Vogue combusted in a cafeteria today. Meanwhile, the situation between Cooper and Jordan becomes awkward. Jordan awkwardly says, "You are a good guy, but this needs to stay casual." Cooper's face drops hearing this. Jordan says, "You screw around too." Cooper says, "Yeah, I do." He says this job is a pressure cooker and you like to blow off steam. I don't like to hold hands, and I certainly don't have time to take long walks on the beach. But I like to get laid so that I can throw myself back into this job with everything that I've got. And I like the fact that you do that too. Cooper believed that everything we do from the minute we hit puberty to the second we die is about this one thing. Jordan says, "Forget it, the world is already on fire." She starts looking at a man sitting in another corner of the restaurant. Cooper leans in to kiss her, but he stops and leaves. As he's leaving, Jordan thanks him for being her best friend. The moment Cooper leaves, that man gets up and walks over to Jordan. Outside, two men attack Cooper. Cooper tries to fight back and run. But these men don't stop chasing him. To survive, Cooper has to kill them. On the other side, Jordan arrives at a luxurious room with that man. The two of them spend the night together there. But this man leaves while Jordan is still asleep. After that, Jordan's body temperature starts rising extremely high. The same thing happens to her that happened to Jeremy. She tries to drink water. But the next morning, she too emerges from a cocoon of flesh, completely transformed. The scene shifts to that same cafeteria in New York, where two people were talking about their beauty. But then that assistant editor, Harper, arrives, feeling sick. She too starts drinking water. She becomes extremely violent, attacking everyone while screaming water, water. She throws a girl to the ground. Then she explodes right in the middle of everyone. Cooper is still in Venice. The police officers there have detained him. They don't believe what Cooper is telling them. Cooper gets angry. Just then, a senior officer arrives and gets him out of there. On the other side, Antonio is praising his knives while getting ready to kill another man. He tells this man, "You didn't obey the rules. You signed an agreement, you were given a sacred gift, but you show your appreciation by infecting others." Just then, he gets a call from Byron saying, "Hurry up, there is a plastic surgeon I need you to go see. He came in contact with the Venetian runner. She contaminated at least one other person we know of." Antonio says, "I need better help. Let me make a call to the old Blackwater crew." But Byron refuses and tells him to just do what he's being told. Antonio finishes off this man and heads toward that doctor. Jordan isn't picking up Cooper's phone. He's worried someone might have attacked her too. But Cooper gets news that the two men he killed were both infected, and there was a massive amount of blood spilled there, which is why Cooper has been quarantined. Meanwhile, Antonio reaches that plastic surgery clinic. The moment he arrives, he shuts down the cameras there. The doctor is busy disposing of the receptionist's body that Jeremy killed. Antonio says, "Playing around on the internet has turned you into a naughty boy who's met some naughty girl." This doctor had met that girl Claire on the dark web, but Antonio has already killed Claire. The doctor says, "I swear it was only one client." Antonio shoots the doctor in the shoulder. At Antonio's command, the doctor calls Jeremy, who is currently infecting a girl with his virus. The doctor tells him, "You need a second dosage to maintain the effects of the procedure. Tell me where you are, I can come to you." As soon as Jeremy gives them the address, Antonio kills the doctor. While Jeremy is showering, Antonio reaches him. A fight breaks out between them. Antonio says, "I don't see any protection here," meaning you infected that girl too. Antonio asks, "Don't you know about yourself, or didn't you think about how you became this way?" Antonio makes Jeremy call that girl, who is feeling sick right now. Jeremy says, "Tell me your address. I'll come there and take care of you." Meanwhile, Cooper gets his blood test done, and his result comes back negative. Here, Antonio and Jeremy reach that girl's house. And when she doesn't answer the bell, Antonio opens the lock with one of his devices. They hear some noise from upstairs. Upstairs in the bathroom, there's blood everywhere. That girl has transformed too. She suddenly attacks them. Jeremy grabs a pan and hits her. Jeremy kills this girl. After that, Antonio points his gun at Jeremy. Jeremy says, "But I saved your life." Antonio doesn't listen. Jeremy says, "I don't care. I was a loser before this anyway. Pull the trigger." Antonio says, "This is the part where people beg." But Jeremy says, "Beg for what?" He says, "I have nothing and I spent my entire life just wanting to feel, and it felt so good. So pull the trigger." But now Antonio doesn't kill him. He takes him to a restaurant. Antonio starts ordering food. Jeremy asks, "How long are you going to do this?" Antonio says, "We are having fun." He tells Jeremy to smile at the people watching them from behind. He says, "Now you're good looking." The two of them go to their table. From their conversation, Antonio realizes that Jeremy used to be very ugly before and has a lot of anger toward the world for treating him so badly. Antonio says, "You and me have a lot in common." He reveals that he too has taken this serum, straight from a lab, a more purified version. One dose of this is the closest thing to the fountain of youth, and it's extremely expensive. But a lab tech steals a trial version and starts spreading this, which becomes a problem, because this easy access prevents people from wanting to spend money on the expensive name brand serum, so the company hires Antonio to take care of their problems. Antonio tells Jeremy, "You didn't bolt from that girl's house when you had a chance. You saw another opportunity to kill and you felt compelled to take it. You got real darkness in you, like my son." And here we learn that Antonio is 65 years old. And now he's going to keep Jeremy with him in this work as a protege, a killer. On the other side, Cooper reaches New York. Here, that assistant editor's liver was 180 degrees hot, 10 hours after the blast. The other people present in the cafeteria have also been quarantined. They're positive too. And with this, the first part of our story ends right here. You'll get the rest of the story in the next part, so don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to watch it.